what can you tell me about fake news and who you would appoint to be in charge of demonstrating what fake news actually is?
Well, the worst person in the world I could think of to appoint to such an important task would be Meghan Markle.
Yes.
The second worst would be her husband, Prince Harry.
Yeah.
And yet, the Aspen Institute, some sort of organization based in Washington, some do-gooder organization, has indeed appointed the Duke of Sussex to that job of trying to deal with the scourge of fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. He is a disinformation commissioner, apparently.
He is quite good at that. He puts out disinformation on a regular basis, not only to
through the prism of his wife.
Yeah, through the world's press, but also through authors, through television interviews with Oprah Winfrey. I mean, misinformation is his bag.
I know, you couldn't make it up.
Literally.
And as Piers Morgan said, if you want to deal with fake news, Harry, start with your fork-tongued Mrs. Mate, which is about the size of it. I mean, for God's sake, this is beyond parody. Satire is dying a death thanks to this ginger bloke over in California and his ludicrously pretentious nonsense about subjects he doesn't even begin to understand because he's too thick.
Yes. I mean, absolutely extraordinary that they have become so unself-aware. I mean, I put out a tweet last night saying, how on earth can this couple actually continue to keep a straight face while pretending to be the most virtuous people in the world? I mean, suddenly they pop up in New Jersey helping some Afghan children to speak English. I mean, the Afghan kids have got enough problems having run away from the world's most dangerous religion in the Taliban. Here we are now. Oh, God, now we've got Harry and Meghan coming around to hang out with us. And the dress she wore to that sort of Remembrance Day gala.
The Veterans Ball. Veterans Ball. Entirely inappropriate, I thought. A great big sort of flashy red satin number. It's the Veterans Ball. We're remembering the fallen from the war. I think something black might be appropriate.
Yes.
Certainly not
with sleeves and shoulders, possibly.
Yeah, you're not going to the Oscars. Unbelievable. Totally inappropriate. It's inappropriate for Harry to be sounding off about misinformation and disinformation. By the way, he doesn't seem to understand the difference between the two. His wife has just had to apologize to the British justice system for misleading it. In other words, she's had to apologize for telling a pack of lies, or in Meghan Markle speak, that means she forgot. I forgot.
Well, let's just revisit some of the other things she got wrong. The claim that the couple had secretly tied the knot in the presence of the Archbishop of Canterbury 3 days before the real wedding was actually denied by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Their wedding certificate later proved that this was a false statement, right? They also had to then make up to everyone for inventing headlines that they proved they had made up, because, in fact, the headlines were never written. Some of the stuff they said was written by the British press was not. It was written by press in other parts of the world. They've done one thing after another, which has been proved to be a falsification of the truth.
Yes, was it in the Oprah Winfrey interview? It was specifically proved they told, I think it was 17 untruths, 17 things that could automatically be proved to be wrong. And this is the woman, Meghan Markle, who says popular newspapers should come with a warning on the cover that they could damage your mental health. Well, she should come with a warning on her inappropriate outfit saying, warning, this woman has a very, very loose relationship with the truth. Anything she says is likely to be a lie.
Yes.
And her husband goes and does her bidding. This couple have proved themselves to be the most ridiculous duo in the history of royal marriages, in the history of all marriages, in fact. It's ridiculous the way they're behaving. It's ludicrous. They've become a parody of themselves, and the whole world is laughing at them.
Yes, absolutely right. I think you get more sense out of Batman and Robin. Let's talk about another story that may come up on your show later. Preschool children to have NHS anti-obesity coaches. This is for kids as young as 2, apparently. Now, I've seen plenty of children, some of them my own, at the age of 2, and you don't really see obesity at the age of 2 unless you're literally doing nothing but sitting a child in a chair and feeding it 24/7.
Yes, the idea that you get this is supposed to be for extremely obese kids.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure how a 2-year-old gets to be extremely obese. And also, they're supposed to get diet coaches, so sit a 2-year-old
Right.
down with a diet coach, somewhere down the line, rather than focusing on 2-year-old kids. The NHS, if it must do this kind of nanny statism, should be concentrating on the parents who are quite clearly letting a generation of obese children down. That's where the problem lies, and that's where the NHS should be trying to tackle this.
Yeah, exactly right. What have you got coming up later, Kev?
We're going to be talking to David Ball, the Deputy Leader of the Reform UK Party. Obviously, lots and lots of questions to be asked about the Liverpool bomber. I mean, he was denied asylum in 2014. Why is he still here? He was sectioned after being caught with a huge knife, threatening people in Liverpool. Why is he still here? Why was he still here? I mean, this absolutely crystallizes the problem we have with asylum-seeking immigration to this country. And we still don't know. He came from Syria via Iraq. And we still do not know whether he was one of the increasing number of migrants that come across the channel by dinghy. We don't know that yet. If that does prove to be the case, I think the population of this country will say enough is enough. Yet again today, we've got Priti Patel saying, I am going to stop 100% of the dinghy migrants coming across the channel. How many times has she said this?
Well,
it's getting ridiculous. It's beyond a joke.
It's Meghan Markle-esque, to be honest. I mean, but we should look forward
no,
to...
I don't think Priti's lying. I think her heart is in the right place, but she's clearly impotent to do anything about it because of our ludicrously generous system to anyone who turns up here and says, I'm escaping war and torture. Right. But you were in France.
Yeah, me too. I was in, Walthamstow the other day. It's quite bad there. But there we are. Listen, Kevin, good to talk to you. See you tonight, 7 p.m, of course, every night, Monday to Friday, here at Talk Radio.